Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Pendecker and or the DeFi Sensei once again coming back to you live to give you another episode of Things You Should Know. And what you should know is that the fiat system is in trouble, which means we are in trouble. Now, we all have our individual financial situations. Some of us make 40 or 50,000 a year. Some of us make 80,000 years. So some of us make $200,000 a year. Some of us make $1 million or $2 million a year. It doesn't matter, because as you can clearly see, you cannot outrun inflation. None of us can. And as a matter of fact, if you understand the monetary system, which is actually known as the fractional reserve monetary system that was created in 1913, ladies and gentlemen, what they actually did with the system we are all now in as a world reserve country is they gave themselves unlimited economic power, and it is now catching up to us. As you can see here in the debt clock, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we are at $38 trillion and counting. And the more it goes up, that is the weakening of the power, the purchasing power of your dollar, ladies and gentlemen. There is no way out of this sinking boat. This is something that they are coming to finally understand. The only way out, ladies and gentlemen, is for you to become your own bank and to make actual money that has actual value on the internet of value, and or known as to most as cryptocurrency, ladies and gentlemen, because you see, finally, we have something that they can do nothing about. And that, of course, my friend, is called Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, let's take a look at a few things that you are going to need to be able to defend yourself in these dire times as we watch this global war on finance go on, ladies and gentlemen. You see, because they don't want you to have anything. And the reason they don't want you to have anything is because in order to enslave and to make docile another human being, you have to make that human being dependent upon you so that you could initiate the power of force whenever you want. It doesn't matter who they think they are. It doesn't matter what your morals or ethics are. You will do what I want you to do, or else. And we all know or else is 100 times worse, ladies and gentlemen. So if we want true self-autonomy, we have to have financial independence, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we are here to discover today. So join with me as I give you some tools, as I give you some insight into what's going on. Know and understand, ladies and gentlemen, none of this is financial advice, but I sure do have some damn good suggestions. So come with me right now, and we're going to give you some tools, ladies and gentlemen. And some of the tools are, you need a treasury, which means you need hard assets. And the hardest asset for 5,000 years has been gold, ladies and gentlemen. But this is why I have been in KINESIS money for well over 3 years. And now you can own tokenized gold, have ownership of actual tokenized gold and silver, as well as a diverse crypto platform with KINESIS money. And not only that, yes, it is redeemable, ladies and gentlemen. Well, people say, well, how do I know that is, I actually have the gold? Well, first of all, they pay you a yield on your tokenized gold. And second of all, anytime you want, you can call them up and they will send some or all of your gold or silver to your front door physically, ladies and gentlemen, because you actually have your own financial advisor. So if we come here and we take a look at, well, this is Caleb and Brown. We're going to get to that next. But this is KINESIS money, ladies and gentlemen. Everything money should be. All right, you can join KINESIS. You can go look at this website yourself. I'm going to put my referral link down in the description below so you don't have to take notes and all of that stuff. And oh my God, where is it? And then go and try and find it yourself, because you go and try and find it yourself, you may get scammed. This is why I provide you safe passage through the shark-infested crypto waters, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you're a newbie and you start going around here and start clicking around, that is the best way to get got, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. This is dangerous terrain when it comes to what everybody wants, which is your liquidity, your money. These rat bastards will do anything to get it. This is why I am here to give you safe passage. The link for everything that I say will be down in the description below, ladies and gentlemen. And if I happen to misstep anywhere, just go down in the comment section and say, hey man, where's that URL you promised us? All right. But this is KINESIS money, ladies and gentlemen. Protecting your money with gold. Get rewarded every month. I told you they give you a dividend on your stuff, on your gold and silver. You can also move it into Arab Emirates money. You can use it into any other. I told you it's a diverse crypto project platform as well. Money that protects you. Choose gold as money. Protect spending and savings from cash that loses value by the second. I just showed you that. Money without borders. Money that rewards you. The platform built on true value. Own your gold always. It tells you right here, world-class security shouldn't cost the world. KINESIS stores your gold for you in a fully insured vault at no cost to you. All metals are independently audited twice per year, ladies and gentlemen. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's enough on KINESIS. You're also going to need a broker. Caleb & Bounder is the best broker in the industry, ladies and gentlemen, and they in Australia. So when it comes to finance, the slogan should be, if you can survive here, you can survive anywhere, because Australia has the strictest financial laws in the world, ladies and gentlemen. But with Caleb & Brown, it is your personal crypto brokerage, and they help their clients buy, swap, and sell cryptocurrencies 24/7 with human support. That's right. When you call up, you're not going to get a bot saying, at the sound of the tone, click this button. At the sound of the tone, click that button. Oh, we're sorry. And they hang up on you. No, none of that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So you see, 1-to-1, 24/7, safe, deactivated guide to trading crypto. You can put in an order. You can put in a limit order. You can say, hey, when it hits this price, buy $100 or $1,000. If you ball in $500,000 for me over here, whatever your situation is. Your crypto brokers, and they're ready when you are 24/7, ladies and gentlemen. Start your crypto journey today. Simple, transparent pricing. All right. So we have that, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we have UPHOLD, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I actually have to show you what UPHOLD is all about, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to go and we're going to take a quick look for it here. And just hang out with me, ladies and gentlemen, because believe me, this is all for your benefit, okay? I already got this stuff. I'm already a DeFi master. I'm showing you what I am doing, and I'm showing you the universal principles to build wealth and to build your own empire and or to be your own bank, thus creating not only wealth, but generational wealth, ladies and gentlemen. So you can earn crypto better. You got staking rewards. They got 300%. Of the widest ranges of cryptocurrency, new tokens early. They also have they'll probably get to it, but they also have an UPHOLD card that I just recently got, a debit card where you earn 6% back on your 6% back in XRP. Secure your crypto, fully reserved, radically transparent platform, and so on and so forth. You can earn up to 4% APY on your USD. Now here, you can actually use UPHOLD as your new bank, ladies and gentlemen. Now, sure, it's going to work in tandem with your regular bank, but as we enter the digital age more and more, you will find yourself moving more and more towards staying in the cryptoverse, paying your bills from the cryptoverse so that you don't never have to sell into fiat and thus risk capital gains tax, ladies and gentlemen. Here, you can put $10,000, $20,000, $200,000 on the UPHOLD platform, ladies and gentlemen, and unlike your bank, they will not lend your money out. That's right, you heard me. When you put your money in the bank, the reason why they give you such a hard time when you want some of it back, and if you want over $10,000, good luck with that. They do not spend or loan your money out, ladies and gentlemen, as the bank, as your local bank always does, because that's how the banks make their money. You put in $100, they loan 90 out on that 100. They loan 80 out on that 90. They loan out 70 on that 80 and 60 on that 70, and all the way till they get down to the last kernel of fractionalized money. So they make thousands of dollars off your little $100 because they loan it out all over the place at interest, of course. But here on UPHOLD, you can place your money here in stablecoin, earn 4%. I'm actually earning 5.25% because I use it so much. They reward me. And I'm actually earning 5.25% on my stable coins, meaning my money is just sitting there. And I could wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and take out my $10,000, my $20,000, my $100,000, and with no questions asked. Somebody's gonna say, "Oh, why do you need this much money?" And the 3-letter people show up at your door and say, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? You must be a drug dealer or something." No, none of that, ladies and gentlemen. Your money the way you see fit, because crypto and or DeFi, which this is actually about, is about you living your life permissionless. It's about returning the power of choice to your life, and ultimately, you will no longer have to sell your time for money in the form of having a job, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your job, but there's a difference between wanting to be there and having to be there, ladies and gentlemen. So this is UPHOLD, which is another tool that you're going to need, which will satisfy most of your crypto needs, ladies and gentlemen. And we also have another one, and that, of course, is MEXC. And you see that right here, ladies and gentlemen. The link for MEXC will be down in the description below. And you might want to get a VPN. That's all I'm going to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. But we are here today to not only talk about crypto, ladies and gentlemen, but we are here to talk about crypto in a way that is logical, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to understand this national debt, understand that we can't outrun inflation, which means we need to use the principle of compound interest, and we need to be able to multiply our money so that we can make money while we're asleep, ladies and gentlemen. And that doesn't take place in crypto itself, because there's $3.9 trillion in crypto, and there's 2.3 trillion of that is Bitcoin. And as you know, most Bitcoiners I'm a Bitcoiner myself, so I'm not going against anybody. I'm just merely laying out the facts. Most Bitcoiners hold their Bitcoin, and they're looking for price appreciation, which is the same mentality as a trader. Buy low, sell high. But you see, here in DeFi, you never have to sell, ladies and gentlemen, and you can constantly make money on your appreciating assets without having to sell into a depreciating asset like what? Fiat. That's right. It is a depreciating asset. You see it right here for yourself. So we're only speaking about facts here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to give you my opinion. My opinion doesn't mean anything. What are the facts? What are the universal laws and principles that governs all of our situations, regardless of our individual situation? Because we are here in a collective, ladies and gentlemen. We are all bound by the world reserve currency right now, and it is sinking, it's on fire, and it's about to explode, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want that generational wealth, that's what we are here to talk about today. And we are here to talk about something specific, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to talk about one coin that is doing very well. And not only is it doing well, but it is quantum resistant, ladies and gentlemen. And that coin, of course, is none other than Solana's number one competitor. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about SUI. We are here to talk about SUI today because if you're in crypto, if you're looking at the roadmap, if you're looking at where are we going to be in 5 to 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you got to play the long game with this thing. Okay? You got to play the long game, because all of that gambling and I'm up today and tomorrow, I can't pay the rent and my kids don't go to college, that doesn't work, okay? We have to play the long game. Where am I going to be in 2030? Where am I going to be in 2040? And how does where I am correlate along with where the world of technology is going? Because most people are not even in on the first level. Crypto is the first level. The level above that is AI, okay? And the level above that is quantum, okay? This is how you have to see these things. You have to look at what is happening around me, devoid of what I want to do. Where is the money? Where is the liquidity going? And the liquidity is going where the attention is, where technology is, and on the first level is crypto. But more importantly, if you want generational wealth, you have to be into decentralized finance. Holding crypto, that's fine. But by the time you wait for it to appreciate in value and then you just sell it to, BlackRock or Vanguard, now they got the appreciating asset and you've got the depreciating asset, which is fiat, and you're right back in the same situation. The goal is to get at least 80% of your wealth outside of the fiat system that is dying before our very eyes, ladies and gentlemen. I want to show you something very quickly before we go along. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. All right. Now, if we go here to DuckDuckGo, that's Miles Franklin. And let's just take a look at the purchasing power of the dollar, ladies and gentlemen. In 2025, the purchasing power of a dollar was equivalent to $32 in 1913. You see? So to make a long story less long, ladies and gentlemen, every dollar in your pocket is no longer worth 100 pennies. It's worth about 2, maybe even 1 cent. Very soon it'll be 0. Very soon it'll be -1, -2, -3. And what are you going to do when a loaf of bread costs you $45 in a few years, okay? And it's coming fast. Because if we look at this calendar, once again, or not a calendar, but the debt clock, ladies and gentlemen, we are going up $1 trillion every 60 to 85 days. Pretty soon it'll be every 50 days. Then 40, then 30. In a few years, anywhere between the next 6 and 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not, you see it for yourself. I'm not merely talking to be talking. I am letting you know our dilemma, and I am letting you know the solution to your dilemma. In a very few short years, we will go up $1 trillion every 24 hours. Do it now or get left behind. So let's go back to SUI, ladies and gentlemen. And with SUI, what we're looking at is we are looking at something, well, let's let them say, tell you themselves. SUI is an innovative layer 1 blockchain crafted, I'm not going to read this whole thing, don't worry about it, crafted to meet the demands of global adoption, providing a secure, robust, scalable development environment, this and that and this. Bottom line, let me shortcut it for you, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking at a blockchain that can do the same thing Solana can do and more. It also has parallel processing, and not only that, but it is also quantum resistant. It is working on the gaming industry and the whole 9. So the purpose of all of this, ladies and gentlemen, is for you to get the SLUSH wallet. And the reason why, if you're going to get into DeFi, the reason why I say the SLUSH wallet is because, as you can see, it lays out for you your positions, your strategies, what you got in lending, what you got in vaults, what you got in liquid staking, and it just lays the whole thing out for you. Let's say you went to strategies, right? And you got the Walrus token here. You can go down here and you can actually figure out, depending on how much money you put in here, if I put $100,000 here in Walrus token, the speculation based upon the APY, or my average APY, which is about 46.7% as you see up top. If you look down in 1 year, that's $41,476 in 1 year just by holding my Walrus token in this strategy right here. Okay. Now, if you go ahead and you ball and you put $1 million in here, that means now you're earning $414,000 a year. $760,000 a year, which is not too far from $500,000 a year, ladies and gentlemen, just by holding it in this strategy, ladies and gentlemen. This is phenomenal. All right. So if you go to strategies and you click here, you can go here to Deep Book, which is another great strategy. 31% on average 7-day. All right. You go up here, you put, let's go back here. You put $100,000 in here. You're earning about $31,000 a year. You put a cool $1 million in here in crypto. and you're earning 319,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Not bad for somebody that's simply sitting on the money and getting all of that themselves. And then, of course, you could do the same thing with SUI, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you can go in here and you can, that's the great thing about crypto. You can do it any way you want, ladies and gentlemen. You can get in where you fit in. Now, if we go here over to the browser, this is showing you all of the places where you can actually earn liquidity. You got walrus staking, you got deep trade, you got this one, you got that one. You know, you got Bluefin, you got SuiLin, which is a liquid staking protocol. You got all this stuff. See this? All the really great stuff going on. Right now, I'm doing a little something over here in Turbos. And when you go over here in the Turbos, you see, you got your swapper, so you can swap into anything that you need to fulfill this liquidity providing position. And when you provide liquidity, ladies and gentlemen, that is truly you being your own bank, because you are getting the fees from the platform because you are supplying the liquidity because you are the bank. See, we're talking about the law of water here. And the law of water simply states what controls the current of the water. That, my friends, is the river banks. That's why banks are called banks. I don't mean to get all esoteric on you, but sometimes I got to do it because to truly understand what's going on, you got to get esoteric, okay? But if we go over here to pools, we see the featured pools, and these are strategies that are already set up for you. There's the APRs and everything, and you could just decide to go on in. So if we look at my position here, you see I've got a range. I got deep book and USDC going on, and I just took about $14, $15 out of here early today, and I still got $2.91 in my claim. I'm in range because this is concentrated liquidity. I told you guys before, when it comes to providing liquidity, there are 4 versions. You got version 1, version 2, version 3, and version 4. Listen closely. Version 1 is what we call single-sided staking. Version 2 is static liquidity providing, meaning it's full range. You don't have to keep checking on it. It's set it and forget it. Version 3 is this. This is concentrated liquidity, which means it's within certain parameters. Okay? Sometimes it'll bust through the floor or it'll go through the ceiling, which means at that point you will no longer be earning from the fees, and you could either wait for it to come back into range, or you can simply extract the liquidity and reset the position in balanced parameters just so that you can start earning again. And version 4 of liquidity providing is what is known as liquid staking derivatives, but they don't use that word derivatives anymore, because the minute you say that word derivatives, everybody, for some reason, their brain stops working. You know, they does not compute, and they just fizzle out. So people now say liquid staking token. I don't know what it is about that word, but people hear that word derivatives and they just, I don't know, their spark plugs just phase out. Anyway, that's version 4, liquid staking tokens. All right, so, and as you start to become a liquidity providing master, ladies and gentlemen, you will be able to create a paycheck for yourself. I've actually seen people in crypto earn thousands of dollars a day. You know what I'm saying? One of my guys from back in the drip days, Stoner Breezy, I personally watched him make $100,000 a day. You know what that means? That means he was making $1 million every 10 days. Stuff like that is possible in crypto, ladies and gentlemen. But it all depends on you getting in here, getting your hands dirty, trial and error. Don't be like the losers that come in here and lose $5 and go off crying and say, I'm going to take my ball home. I'm leaving crypto. Hey, you think you're hurting somebody? You're only hurting yourself. This is about you fulfilling your responsibility to yourself so that you can feed your children in 5 or 10 years, because the hammer is coming down. So ask yourself, are you down? Are you a winner? Do you let life happen to you, or does life happen for you? You have to be like a Navy SEAL, ladies and gentlemen. You have to find an excuse to win. And with that, I'm going to leave you with that, and we are going to revisit this again. So come on with me on this journey, ladies and gentlemen, because if you get your ticket, the boat is leaving. You have 5 years to get yourself straight. Me, I'll be ready in 3. Okay, so once you learn these principles of liquidity providing and being your own bank, you will never be broke again, because you will start to behave like the wealthy. And that's the first thing you got to do. Stop being a consumer and start behaving like the wealthy, and you will be wealthy, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, this is the Pendecker Sensei Guru DeFi Sifu signing off once again on Crypto Kung Fu, doing Crypto Kung Fu with you all day long, ladies and gentlemen. You don't even have to figure this stuff out. I already figured it out for you. All you have to do is I welcome you to use me as a template. I am not telling you what to do. I'm merely exposing the options for you to do so. But if you want to, utilize the platforms that I'm using, the description for everything that I'm talking about is down below. So build yourself a portfolio. Start building your treasury, ladies and gentlemen. Get your capital and or cash flow, and rinse and repeat. It's that simple. All right? So get on in here doing that, because you know what we do all day, every day, ladies and gentlemen. So come along with me, the Pendecker of Crypto Kung Fu, Kung Tech Fu, and get this crypto.